Okay, free media, P&A spending, awareness, retention, buy decision. This is the flow because there are three steps in any kind of marketing or advertising. One is awareness. They can't go to your movie if they don't know that it exists. But then you want them to have repeat interactions, repeat engagements with that project or that brand or that film title. And if you get 3 to 6 more interactions, you're inching into the realm of retention, meaning you have their attention and they're interested and they keep clicking on things to find out more about your project. After you get through retention, that's when the buy decision comes up. Are they going to go or not? And there are so many variables in that decision that you really can't do a whole lot more than push your message out and hope that eventually you get to that buy decision because of the repetitiveness of your free media, your social media, and the advertising that pulls the algorithms in to put those ads for buying tickets on the feeds of people who check out your website and your other media appearances. Okay, let's go ahead to the next one. Okay, a lot of people use the words advertising and public relations interchangeably. There are very distinct differences. Editorial is your public relations. It's when you get a reporter to write a story about you, you get an interview on a television show, you get an interview on a podcast. That's editorial because you're not paying for it. You may pay a publicist to get you in the door, but you're not paying Stephen Colbert to interview you on his show. You're not paying Jimmy Fallon. You're not paying The View. In fact, in some cases, by union regulations, they have to pay you to appear on the show. I think the Tonight Show stipend is like $700 now, but they still pay it to every guest. So the idea is you want to skew toward editorial. You want to skew toward free media. A, it doesn't cost you anything, and B, it has higher trust. And I know that there are lots of surveys and studies out there saying that people don't trust media anymore. That's more for political messaging. That's more for policy. When it comes to entertainment, there's a high level of trust. If for any other reasons, the people who are the viewers of entertainment are now taking part in the discourse through Rotten Tomatoes, through websites, through interaction on social media. And we've seen the negative impact and the positive impact of social media on projects. We've seen that social media has hurt movies like the Marvels because of misogyny among comic book fans. But then other times, social media helps. I mean, Barbenheimer would not have happened without social media. In fact, social media people coined the term Barbenheimer, as opposed to Oppen Barbie, that didn't really work that well. So editorial gets you that higher trust. Now, advertising has lower trust, but it's good for when people have gotten past the trust issue through your editorial and they're at the buy decision. It's one thing, oh, I got to go see this movie. It's something else. Oh, Fandango has a special 10% off if I go this Friday. Hey, honey, you want to go to the movie Friday? And there you have your buy decision because it's prompted by the digital advertising that is on the coattails of your editorial. Conversion rates are very important when you're talking to digital advertising agencies and digital advertising people. And I highly recommend hiring a digital advertising vendor. Google Ads, rate cards, try to do it yourself. It's like trying to change your oil if you've never seen a screwdriver. It doesn't work. You really need competency in those areas because you're not going to get a high conversion rate if you're going through the stuff that you can do on your own. Plus, advertising agencies get better rates because they put more money into those advertising outlets. Finally, I've heard a lot of filmmakers say, well, I don't want to pay the commission. Well, here's the thing. You don't. The advertising outlet pays the commission to the agency out of respect for the agency bringing them the business. So that money doesn't come out of the filmmaker's end or the filmmaker's money that they use to buy the ads. It comes out of the advertising outlet's revenue from your buying the ad. So that's very important to understand. When you hear an agency talk about commission, they're not taking money away from you. They're taking money out of the pocket of the advertising outlet that you're buying the advertising from. So conversion rates typically with all advertising are about 0.2%. But digital advertising, based on CPMs, you can go from 0.2% all the way up to 5%. I have a vendor that's generated a 6% conversion rate on certain campaigns, which is unheard of. But again, there was that perfect marriage between editorial and advertising to generate that kind of activity.